Before I start this video, let me take 30 seconds to tell you something about Exergic. Exergic is India's most trusted and most experienced institute for online GATE preparation. I am Chandresh Mahajan, founder and chief educator at Exergic. I am an All India rank 37 in GATE Mechanical Engineering, an ex-Indian Oil officer having 7+ years of teaching experience as of now. These are the GATE 2021 Mechanical Engineering toppers from Exergic. You can find their preparation strategy on Exergic's website. To know more about our GATE courses, you can visit our website or contact us on these details. Also, you can download Exergic GATE preparation app from Google Play Store. The link is available in the description of video. Hello dear students, this video is going to be extremely important for you because if you listen, absorb and implement what I am going to tell you in this lecture, it will help you a lot, not only in your academic or professional life but also in your personal life. In this lecture, in this video, as you can see that we are going to talk about 5 notes making tips for students, right? One by one we are going to cover them all. But before we start that, before even starting the first point, I will take few minutes to talk and to tell you about what exactly are notes, how are they powerful. And it's very important that you listen to this part carefully. What is a notes? Notes is something that we can write, that we can record, so that we can refer it at a later stage or we can pass it on to someone else, right? That is the purpose of notes. Very basic thing. But what is so powerful about them? If you realize, this is a very unique feature to humans. As a human being, we can write something, we can record something and we can pass it on to others or to our future self after few times or few months to ourself. For our self-referring, we can make notes, right? This is something which is unique for humans, which is unique to humans. And if you look back to anthropology, what is anthropology? Anthropology is a study of how humans have evolved. According to that, the humans are not made to to remember something in their mind. Humans are not good at that. If you look at a dog can remember lakhs of people from their smell. Lakhs of people. I don't know exact number. It is around 1 lakh or 5 lakh or maybe 10 lakh. Such large number of smells. They can remember, they will smell and they will recall everything about that person just by the smell. Same is true for many elephants as well. As you might be knowing, they have a very good memory, right? But humans don't have a very good memory. If I ask you what did you have for dinner 4 days back, you won't be having any answer. Even if I ask you what did you do 1 week back, many of you will not be able to recall what exactly you were doing 7 days before. So humans are not good at remembering things. This is not something that I am making up on myself. You can search it on the internet. Human mind is good for generating ideas and processing them, but not at storing them. That is why, whether it is your professional, academic life or your personal life, make sure that you record things in written. Whether it is the works that you have to do, maybe you have planned to do some works to cover some topics, you have some study plan, that also you record, or something that you are preparing for an exam, some of the notes, some of the knowledge, some of the information that you are requiring for a specific purpose, which can be an exam. This is why notes are extremely powerful. Any of you who is underestimating the strength of notes is doing wrong. After a few months or years, you will start realizing that. So this is not the point number 1, but point 0, the 0th point, the importance of notes. They are highly important. And no wonder why we have this proverb. It's a very famous proverb. What does it tell you? The faintest ink is more powerful than the strongest memory. What does that mean? The faintest ink, the ink which is very faint, very light, not even visible clearly, but that is more powerful than someone who is having the strongest memory. Because I told you the reason, right? We are good at processing and generating ideas, but not good at remembering them. That's why make sure to record things. Whatever you are learning in different stages, you must ensure to record them in the form of notes. When I say record, does not mean always video record. Video record is a type of recording. You can note it down, and that would be your record, that would be your notes. I am going to talk about 4 tips here. And last one is going to be very crucial. Last one is going to be, the 5th one is going to be rather a question which many students have asked me, and you will get to know it's very clear and a very genuine answer. So make sure that you listen to me till the end. So the point number 1, understand the why. Why are you making notes, right? This point may not look important, but trust me, it is one of the most important point. So listen to me carefully. Are you making notes for to give it to someone, or are you making notes to get it checked from your teacher or from your faculty? No. You are making notes for a specific exam, a time-bound exam. That should be very much clear to you. And why are exactly you making notes? You are making notes to revise it on a day-to-day basis. Obviously, in the last 2-3 months, more rigorously. So throughout the year, almost you have to revise your notes. So these notes should be concise, should be short. They should not be a book that you start reading it and you will keep on reading it for 3 hours, 4 hours every day. They have to be short, only then you can revise them on a daily basis, as well as 2-3 months before the exam, you can 100 times revise the complete mechanical if your notes are short. So rather, this lecture, this video is about short notes. How to make short notes. Long notes anyone can make. Whatever is entering through your ears, just write it down through your pen. That's how you can make long notes. No? If I'm teaching something, you listen to me and you write everything down without using this. So that's how you are making long notes, right? Which won't be very much useful for daily revision or even before 2-3 months before gate. You need to use this, right? To convert them into short notes. Only then you can revise it on a day-to-day basis. Maybe when you are having lunch, maybe when you might be traveling, maybe you are, you want to take some break, you want to take some 15-20 minutes of rest, you are solving question. For that break, you just opened your notes and started revising it. There are plenty of such situations. Even, let me use that example here, even when you are in a washroom, right? And your stomach is not good, maybe you are going to take 10-15 minutes. So that's a good time, right? You have the mobile, you can use the mobile and you can just scroll through your short notes, whatever you have made, you can keep a digital copy of that. There are plenty of ways where you can, fit this daily revision. But for that, your notes should be short. So this is something which you should realize. So as I told you, in this tip, I am giving you 2 tips. The second tip is to exclude the explanations. If you want to make short notes, you must exclude the explanations that you hear from the faculty. When I am teaching something, I will be explaining a lot of things about that, right? Some topics, some concepts will tell you the preface of that, right? The background story of that concept. I will be talking about the concept and then I will be talking about its application. So the concept is the most important part. Application of it, you are anyway going to see in the numericals, right or not? The concept part is something that must be there in your short notes. The explanations that I have given, those should not come to your short notes. It's a very easy tip, easy way also in which you can figure out whether to keep this in your notes or not. If you are maintaining your notes and if you found that I have started writing explanations, it is a time to stop and not write that. Now some of the students will think that, sir, I don't feel comfortable, right? I have seen many such queries from students that I don't feel, sir, comfortable if I don't write the explanation. What if I forgot this? Very much true. You may forget this. If you do not record it in some form or you do not revise it in some form, you are going to forget it. So what to do? As I told you, the 5th point of this lecture, of this video, will talk about that. But at the same time, I am going to tell you one point here, which some of you can apply, some of you. if you feel the urge, the need to write everything, explanation also, maintain a separate notes for that. That notes should not be referred regularly. Only if you feel that you are not able to recall some explanation, only in that case you refer those notes. It's not recommended. I am not recommending that. I am telling this for those 10% students, 5% students who just want to write explanations. Even if I tell them 100 times not to write, they won't listen, they won't stop. So for those students, you can maintain a separate notes where you can write the explanation, but whenever you are writing in your short notes, which you will refer daily, in those notes you do not have to write the explanations. I have one more tip regarding that, as I told you, which I will give in the end of this lecture, in the end of this video. So this was the first point. Now let us talk about additional tips using which you can make your notes concise. And these are those tips which everybody can apply from today onwards. That firstly, don't use the long paragraph and essays. Try to write things in the bullet points, right? Whatever you want to write, first sentence or first module, first concept and then second concept. As I told you that your notes should not include the explanation. So your notes will be concising of expressions, the formulas, or single line concepts, right? So single line concepts can very easily fit into bullet points, right? And you don't have to be grammatically correct, or you don't have to make a complete sentence, right? And there other tools will help you, using arrows, using symbols. They will help you a lot. For example, if you want to write, if thermal conductivity increases, then heat transfer also increases. This is a complete statement that you want to write. How you can write it in a point? This is the point that I have written here. How I can make it concise? Thermal conductivity increases, comma, heat transfer rate increases. Only in this much concise manner I have written the complete sentence. How? By using the symbols, by using the arrows. Obviously bullet, I am writing this in a bullet point or in a separate piece. Please ensure that you also use the diagrams and flow chart very carefully, very skillfully. For example, if you heard something, if you understood something and you want to relate it with some other concept, you can very easily use arrows in flowcharts. If you feel one topic has been categorized, or one concept or one expression has 3-4 different categories, you can use flowchart to write that. Obviously in the lecture I will be doing that, so that will also give you an idea that yes, this can be done. But always try to be as innovative and as as much easy as possible to make the notes concise. So this is up to you. If I am giving you additional tips, you have few more tips in your mind, you can definitely go ahead and use them to ensure that your notes are concise. The next point here is very interesting. This is the point which says keep your notes organized. And we are not very good at organizing things, right, in general. And especially when it comes to notes, organizing the notes seems like the work of first benchers, right? Everybody wants to be the cool backbencher. Nobody wants to do anything that first benchers would do, right? So keeping your notes organized by using tags, by using different colors, highlighters, seems something that you don't want to do. But trust me, it will immensely help you if you started doing that. Only 3 to 4 things you have to do. Use the tags. What are the tags? In any book or notes, I am talking about your short notes here, in those short notes, you can put up the tag as and when required. For example, some of you can put up the tag of subject. What exactly is a tag? It is a type of sticky note, right? Yellow color sticky note you would have seen. You can write something over that and then you can stick it somewhere. So you can stick those notes. You can stick those notes like this or like this, right? Like this. You would have seen that. You can stick that on the paper and then close it. Some part of that will be coming out. And obviously you have written something over that. Maybe strength of material, SOM, TOM, MD. So that will help you to organize subjects. Additionally, you can use this in a lot of innovative ways. You can use them if you want to revise something quickly for next 1 week maybe, and then change it and then put different tags. This is up to you. You can use it in innovative ways, but you can definitely use it. In fact, All India Rank 1 of 2 years back, did the same. You have the interview, you can go to the Exergic YouTube channel and check it. In a similar way, look at this image here. Very specifically I have used and made this image. It has three things: red color pen, blue color pen and a highlighter. These three things, if you start using carefully, it will transform how much you are able to retain from what you have learned. Because using these different color pens, depending upon what type of concept that is, will help you to do quick revisions. For example, you have all your notes, everything written from the blue pen, but right now you just want to revise, suppose, those topics which are slightly harder or slightly difficult to recall, difficult to remember. You can note those things down using red pen. Even if you have written it from the blue, later on you realize it is something which is slightly difficult, you can override that with red. It will become somewhat bold, right? This will help you in quick revisions. You have 10 minutes of time. You just want to go through the difficult stuff that you feel you may forget. Just go through that quickly in your notes, the red color part. Similarly, highlight also you can use in a very similar way to highlight some keyword, some expression that you feel important, that you feel you may forget. It all depends upon you. There's no fixed way to do it, right? It's a type of art, and art does not have any rules, right? It has innovation. So you can think of your own ways in which you can use tag, blue, red and highlighters. But this will transform the way you make notes. Don't try to be the cool backbencher when it is about notes making, right? Always try to keep them as organized as possible, because remember, you also have to refer them 3 days, 4 days before exam. So if it is an essay, blue color from start to end, no diagram, no flow chart, no arrows and symbols. You have written everything like an essay. I don't know how to revise that. I cannot revise from those things, right? So it must include these things to enable you not only to make the notes look good and interesting, but also to save your time in specific days. It's very important that it should look good, na? If it is looking like an essay, especially, it's something that you have to read hundreds of times. If it does not look good, you won't be wanting to do it. You will feel bored. Revision does not feel like something that I should do. I'll do it tomorrow. Because you don't want to look at that bad looking notes, right? No organization, fully disorganized. It should encourage you that yes, please read me. I look awesome. I am fully organized. That will actually develop your interest in revising, and revising, importance of revision I have already told many times. I will keep on repeating it. So don't think that what will we do by revising. If you are thinking like that, you have already gone in the wrong direction. Alright? Point number 4. Again a point which I am repeating since last 6-7 years. That always make numerical notes. GATE is an exam which relies a lot on your numerical skills, on your numerical solving ability. So if you won't maintain numerical notes, it will not be useful at all. Let me quickly, briefly explain what they are. You watched the lectures, you understood the concept, you have taken down your notes. As you know, I always ensure that I give numerical tips directly also and by solved example also. So I tell a good number of numerical tips. Anyone who has watched my video course of Exergic knows about this. I tell a good number of numerical tips. Possible variation in the question, possible silly mistakes in the question. All those things should not be in your short notes. They should be in your numerical notes. Why? Because when you will solve more questions, you will discover more such mistakes. There are many silly mistakes possible in any question. There can be many different ways to solve a single question. As you will keep on solving question bank, test series, you will realize that there are more things that I can write down in numerical notes. They should not come in short notes. Maintain a separate numerical notes. I have been telling this for last so many years. Now what to write in that? Look at this image. It will give you an idea. If you feel the question has something important, right? The way question was represented, that was something which was important. Otherwise solution was okay. You can focus on the problem. Only problem you can write. When you read a question, you analyze it and you solve it. That's what it is showing. Problem, analysis and then the solution. In these 3 stages, any specific stage or more than one stages, if you feel are something that you want to recall, write it down. As I told you, it can be just the problem or it can be something that you analyzed from the problem. that in this type of question, I should look at this specific keyword, or I should not do this mistake. And obviously, in the end, the solution, if there is something that you can learn from the solution, definitely note it down. Make sure that you don't just copy the complete question. If you have written everything in the question, from the question to solution, it's of no use. Now, after 5 months, suppose you want to refer it, how would you know what exact point you wanted to recall? So it is better to write the point that you want to recall, that in this question, I should consider this unit as that unit, or I should not forget to use this expression instead of that expression. I'm just giving example based upon your subject, based upon your branch. So writing complete question from the problem and the solution is not of much use, but rather you should look at problem, analysis, solution. Their key points you should write. There can be some question obviously which you want to write in full, you can write them always. This is something again which is very much important. If you are not doing it, it's not a good thing. It's something which is additional. Obviously short notes are enough if you want to revise, but this is something which is an additional thing. I have been telling this to so many students in the past, and it has immensely helped them. Okay. The last point, as I told you, is something which is very important for you to understand. As I was telling you, that many students think that, sir, if I do not write the complete explanation, I will forget it. After 4 months, I will forget. After 5 months, I will forget it. What will I do then? Look, if you are in a state after 4 months of covering a topic that you don't remember the concepts behind that, you don't remember the concepts. So either you are not revising it on a daily basis, or you are not solving questions regularly. Only these two things are possible. If you have made short notes, means you are constantly revising your single line concepts and your expression and your formulae. And if you are parallelly solving the question, you will be knowing everything in depth about that concept. Rather, your conceptual clarity will improve over time if you are continuously solving the questions. So you need to plan your schedule accordingly. If I give you the example of Exergic, in Exergic, I give a complete schedule to the video course students. What they have to cover on what day, even the test, which test of question bank they have to solve on which date, which question of test series, which test of test series they should solve when to cover topic wise test, which test to come, then which subject test will be coming after that, which practice session will be held after that. Everything is maintained in such a way that on regular intervals the student will be solving the questions. The subject test can help you in that, because generally topic wise test we write when we are studying the topic. The subject test you can keep when you want to revise that on regular basis. You can go back to the questions, go back to the test that you have attempted in question bank or in test series to go through them and to revise them. Just look at the question, think about how the solution is going to be, and just scroll down and look at the solution, right? You may not want to solve it again, but this way will ensure that you are always in touch with the numericals that you solved or some new numericals. This is extremely important. So plan your schedule in such a way. If you are already in Exergic video course, I am sure this is sorted for you. You don't have to think about this. Just give your time in studying. But if you are not, then ensure that you are planning all these things. When, especially the test schedule, that you are constantly in numerical touch with the concept that you have covered. If you will go on in this way, there is no chance that you will forget the concepts that you had covered. But if you are not solving the numericals from the topics that you have covered, you are not revising, obviously at the end of the session, you are not going to remember anything. You will feel totally lost. So in this lecture, I not only gave you note making tips, but I also answered few commonly asked questions about notes making. If you have further questions in mind, you can comment in the video, and I definitely read all the comments. I will go through all the comments, and if I feel that yes, there are more questions in your mind, I will definitely consider that and help you further in that. I wish you all the best.